Now the pairs, 6 rounds, 5 minutes each round, 1 pair, 1 submission or 1 pair to decide the winner. In the red corner, from Lee Bronson. And the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure, the British heavyweight champion, Mike Marino. And the referee for all occasions, referee Joe DiMaggio.
Right, you mean they know all shake hands and wrestling.
First round.
Hello again, Grapple fans. Good afternoon to you. And here at the Centre Halls Woking, we welcome you to another freestyle wrestling session. And we start this afternoon's program with a heavyweight bout between Lee Bronson of Balham at 15 stone 4. And you can't see him very well at the moment. That's Mike Marino, his opponent. Mike Marino, formerly of Milan, of course, Italy's golden boy at 14-13, the mid-heavyweight champion of Great Britain. Joe D'Orazio, the referee, and that's Bronson again attacking Mike Marino back to canvas. The first time I've ever seen Marino in the first round of any contest back to canvas twice in the first 30 seconds. And here's Joe D'Orazio, the famous London referee. Easily identifiable if you don't know Mike Marino by sight. The dark hair, the black trunks worn by Marino, and of course pitch black hair.
1, 2.
Marino, the experience, of course, behind him with this comparative newcomer, Lee Bronson, who's only been a pro since November of last year. And the master, in the shape of Mike Marino, they're grapevining his man twice. Further leg and side headlocking him now. But already in trouble in the first minute or two of this first round of 6. And remembering there's only 1 fall to decide this contest, he took a few risks at the beginning there. Marino often holding his balance with that right leg grapevine around the Bronson left. Leave his arms operating on the head. But it's still Bronson who comes out with a lever of the sword, but not very firm, and countered quite easily by Marino. And the crowd here at the Centre Hall Woking, very quiet at the moment at the start of this heavyweight contest. But the hall, I think, almost, well, completely full. Not a sign of a vacant chair. They start to see some of the Marino matches actually start applauding like that. And again, a quick escape by Marino. Lee Bronson, we've only seen 3 or 4 times on television, but I think we're going to see a lot of this boy. He's a great potential, this heavyweight. almost a minute to go in this first round of 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Double interlock. Brunson the height advantage and of course weight advantage. 30 seconds to go. Quickly turns it into a jab stranglehold, but Brunson sees it coming and throws him nicely. Just about 7 seconds to go. There he is, Mike Marino, still one of the most popular men in the heavy class, and I don't mean the heavyweight bracket because he never has been. He's always been under the 14-13. He keeps himself right down to that mid-heavyweight upper bracket just in case he has to defend his title, which he has of course many times, on many occasions, in many countries. Mike Marino, one of the cauliflower year there on both sides. There's a close-up of his left one.
Second out, round 2.
Round 2, 5 rounds to go. One fall decides this preliminary bout here at the Center Halls Woking between Mike Marino on one knee there, the black trunks, versus Lee Brunson of Balham, London. 6'2" boy from Balham at 15 stone 4, and of course a tremendous height advantage over Marino as well as weight. Half a stone in weight, or nearly 5 or 6 pounds. Referee Joe Dorazio. Yes, what a counter into the arm lever against the joint. Marino didn't show too much of his skill in the first round, but he's starting now to prove to this comparative newcomer Brunson that he'll have to go pretty hard to beat this man. Even against that headmare attempt twice. Tries to roll against it nicely, very nicely done. Gets his man off, gets Marino off, and Marino apologizes to Dorazio, the referee. A little bit later, quick cross buttock. Marino just keeping the straight arm lever, switching it to the double wrist. Marino left foot right under the neck there. Arm lever still very definitely on. Finally, he releases the man and he goes shoulder blades back to canvas. Now can he hold it there? Good get out by Brunson to that head scissors. Bridge. Marino gets all the way, then Brunson could be in trouble. And he's all the way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Again, the agreement on the double interlock, switch to the single interlock and back to the backhand. Brunson changing hands nicely, but that double-handed wrist lever is still there. Oh yes, very neat. Took the arm with him. This boy, great potential, and A smile from Marino to say this boy is really learning. But Marino can be pretty fast too. Wrestlers of this class, of course, right next to the ropes, but neither of them, even though they haven't got the advantage at the moment, wouldn't dream of grabbing for a rope as so many would. This unintentionally roll into it. 1 minute to go, round two. Again, Bronson, he doesn't hold back on the attacks. He really does attack non-stop as he can. He caught a Nelson to Marino right on the deck. Just above us, very near the ropes again. Half a minute. Oh, that's just typical of Marino. He saw the feet go into the ropes and broke himself without any order from the referee. Again, attack on an arm lock by Bronson with 5 seconds to go. Lee Bronson of Balham, London, 6 foot 2 inches, 15 stone 4 in weight. The very famous wrestling father, just in case you haven't heard me say this before in his 2-3 previous televised experience, Norman the Butcher, who finished wrestling around 1948, just after the war, was one of the biggest names in wrestling of those days. Norman the Butcher. Some of you older enthusiasts will surely remember.
Seconds out, round three.
Round three, 4 rounds to go, and here at the Centre Holes Woking, in case you've just joined us, the heavyweight bout between Lee Bronson of Balham and Black Marino, also of London, now residing Streatham, but of course formerly of Milan. Marino in the black trunks there, having delivered that reverse whip so fast on Bronson. Marino in the very black trunks. Yes, the flying tackle by Bronson, but Marino waiting for him in a holding press attempt. But Marino waits till count of 2 and then throws. And the nearest Bronson has been to catching the champion. Only 1 more second he needed there, and he would have got the 1 fall required for this bout. Marino's leg caught him there on that folder. Again, Marino right near the ropes. If he's in trouble, he could easily reach for them, but he wouldn't, under any circumstances, resort to a move like that. He'd rather wrestle his way out, as he did. Side headlock Bronson. Again the grapevine to Marino, but bringing the Bronson left leg right back this time. Trying to force him off balance while he holds his own. Eventually can't get anywhere. Both agree to separate. Full Nelson, Bronson. Interesting to see if Marino tries to break this just by strength. No. Roll off the cross buttock. Bronson thinking of bridging, I don't think he can get up there. Again, Marino can't get anywhere with that hold, so what's the point in remaining in that position? Try something else that he can score with. Double wrist lock backhammer to Bronson. Holding it from the top. Marino turning right into it, but he risked a double-handed wrist lever by doing it. But he got the leg spread escape. Never flustered, of course, Mike Marino, even when he's against an equally experienced man, which of course he isn't this afternoon. Again the backhammer to Bronson. Yes, and again Bronson trying that cross press, but the Marino left arm is underneath him, which means he'll have a certain amount of leverage to get himself up, even if Bronson hadn't let him go. Double leg grab, Marino. Trying for the Boston turn, but Bronson spins him out very nicely with less than a minute to go in the third. From the double interlock to the figure. Jerk strangle hold there by Marino. Half a minute. Nice throw, Bronson, very nice. Marino surprised look as he looks over at him. I never thought you'd make it, son, but you did. Good luck to you. It's the way he takes all his bouts. Just about 10 seconds to go.
No.
So the side ahead chancery to Bronson won't have time to operate. Before the bout this afternoon, I was having a word with Mike Marino in the dressing room, and he's had a tremendous amount of trouble with what we've often talked about on these wrestling shows on television, and that is his eyebrows. The tissue, the skin tissue of the eyebrow, especially the left eyebrow, is so paper thin now that almost a touch can break it, and it causes him all kinds of trouble with the blood coming into his eye because it means he can't see. Let's hope it doesn't happen today.
Seconds out, round 4.
So halfway through the bout, 3 rounds to go as we start the 4th round. One fall decides it. Marino in the black trunks on the left, black hair, black trunks, versus Lee Bronson. And Marino may start to get a little more attacking move now. He's taking a lot of attacking from Bronson, countered beautifully, escaped perfectly as always, but now it looks as though he's coming out of the attack. Just in case he came that way. Single finger interlock this time. Bronson with his right hand. I'm surprised Marino didn't get that far. Reaching for a half Nelson. Just about got it, Marino. Can't quite see what that right hand is. No, he wasn't trying to reach for the full Nelson. Marino again forcing the leg spread to get his man off balance, which he successfully does. Again, the double finger interlock, Bronson. And Mike Marino may have to bridge Yes. Still doesn't complete the bridge though. Just managed to turn on one side. There's the bridge now. Oh, yes. So a certain amount of power from Marino there. And although I at ringside here expect Marino's experience to count in the long run in this bout, he certainly will know he's been in a fight against this fellow Bronson. Great future, this boy. Just to force up the toe, forcing the knees apart, and releasing his own hand. Figure four leg lock held by the toe with arm bar. 2 minutes left, the fourth. So that right Marino round was a bar to that figure four leg lock. Bronson turns his attention to the arm. I think he's right. To get the bar out, he might release the leg lock there a little more easily. He's done it. And he tries the press again. This is the third time he's tried this. Yes. Oh yes, sidestep, so neat. And Bronson doesn't know where the grapevine's coming from, but it didn't finally, and Marino ran out of mat there, otherwise he might have made it on the folding press. 1 minute to go, fourth. Keeping that arm dead straight against the joint. Forcing Marino to go right over the top. But the double-handed wrist lever is still there. 30 seconds. Interesting to see whether Mike Marino can beat the clock on the get out here. He has. 15 seconds to go. I was underestimating. Too late for attack though, right on the bell. Let's have a close-up look now at this, let's say, comparative newcomer, Lee Bronson from Balham, London. He's only been a pro since May in last year, 1975. His first appearance on television was November of last year. 10 years amateur experience at the United Amateur Wrestling Club at Kennington, and one top year as an amateur when he won the light heavyweight London, Southern and British titles, which is not bad for one fella. Represented England 3 times, incidentally.
Seconds out, round 5.
So can Lee Bronson, with 2 rounds to go, this great amateur record and great potential in the pro ranks, continue to worry Mike Marino, the experienced mid-heavyweight champion of Great Britain, like he has been the last 4 rounds? Certainly still on the attack. For Nelson now. Marino for Nelson, letting him go down. Oh yes, no trouble at all, no trouble. But Marino the first to clap, and he knows what a bout he has been through. It wasn't that easy for him, despite his
Now,
experience.
round 5, ladies and gentlemen, with a 1 call required, the winner of an excellent contest, Mike Marino. Can I have a big hand for a very good loser, ladies and gentlemen, Lee Bronson. I quite agree, Mike. Mike Marino says, ladies and gentlemen, he's an up-and-coming champion. Give him a big hand, Mike. Mike Marino and Lee Bronson. Now, gentlemen, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tag contest of 20 minutes duration. 2 falls, 2 submissions, or 1 KO to decide the winner. In the red corner, television's gigantic wrestling superstars, the Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy. And in the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, needing no introduction also, the one and only Tibor Zakac. And his partner, ladies and gentlemen, the golden boy of the wrestling world, Steve Wheeler.
So here it is, Grapple fans, once again, tag team time. 20 minutes of tag, 2 falls, 2 submissions, 2 knockouts, and 2 disqualifications to decide the winners. On the left there, practicing their usual move, just getting in a trim for it, Big Daddy with the blonde hair.
They'll never destroy him!
Big Daddy, Shirley Crabtree of Halifax at 24.5 stone, or a little more now I understand, nearly 25, and his partner, Giant Haystack, 31 stone, 6 foot 11 inches in height. And to take them on as a return bout from a couple of Saturdays ago at Croydon, 3 Saturdays maybe, Steve Vito of Ellesmere Port, Cheshire, and Tibor Zakac, formerly of Budapest, Hungary. They lost last time 2-1. Can they make it this afternoon on this return bout?
Second round, commence wrestling.
And here we go for the first part of the 20 minutes. Tibor Zakac versus Giant Haystack. Luke McMasters, Shirley Crabtree, known as Giant Haystack and Big Daddy, respectively. But even 15 stone 4 of Tibor Zakac looks a bit small against this man. Interesting thing is, will he be able to lift Haystack if he gets the chance to try the crutch hold? I suppose some people could lift to 31 stone. I don't know whether Zakac and Vito could, maybe between them. So a tag. In comes Big Daddy versus Zakac. His usual starters using the body check. That's all he has to use. In comes Vito versus Big Daddy. Steve Vito. And of course Haystack from outside the ring there. Not allowing Vito to get up, giving Big Daddy the chance to go in on the attack, which of course he must not do. Once again Vito could be wishing his back at his public house that he runs in Rolling in the show. Yes, nice drop kick. Yeah, caught it. Caught it. And playing Haystack the other side at the same time as he races across to Big Daddy. This is more like it, but the body check once again comes into action. Still Vito versus Crabtree. Big Daddy. Because Vito's got no answer for that, I know. That man has. And Vito wanting to tag badly, so Tibor Zakac comes in against Big Daddy. And waiting for the backhanded chop Waiting for a chance of it. These follow-ups with the referee not watching at that moment. The referee talking to Vito, telling him to get out of the ring on the tag rope. A tag on this corner. And Haystack versus Tibor Zakash. That's enough for me, says Haystack. That's his partner in again against Zakash. But Vito is also in the ring, being told very definitely to get out again. The partner of the man in the ring must stay on the tag rope outside the ring of their own corner. If that rule isn't adhered to, well, then the referee can do nothing. Another posting, and not only the posting, but the Haystack right knee comes into Zakash's back as he landed in the corner. We saw it, the camera saw it, but of course the referee can't spot everything. That's it, he's submitted. He's submitted. The first one to Big Daddy Crabtree over Zakash.
Now in 4.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we have the first go to Big Daddy and the John Haystack.
So the first submission fall to Big Daddy and Haystack, gained by Crabtree himself there over Tibor Zakash with a submission in 4 minutes 15 seconds of this tag contest. But another 15 or so to go.
Second session, commence wrestling.
And of course Zakash and Big Daddy have to continue, but Zakash definitely not ready, he wasn't even up.
The referee issues his first public warning to Big Daddy and John Haystack.
So the big man team in this corner on the left get their first public warning as Vito comes in to replace Zakash. In fact, Zakash unable to get out of the ring at the moment, or pretending to be unable to. But he comes back now and Vito has to go out. One of them has to go out. So Vito goes out on the tag.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
A pile driver, it looked like. A pile driver, it wasn't, fortunately for Zakash. And there's the chop. A little bit low. Not to the throat where he intended, but the follow-up was illegal. The referee letting it go. Haystack in the corner, objecting to the referee. And another chop, but again chest height. Nearly out. And Vito making sure he goes all the way if he can. And Charlie Fisher going around quickly to prevent the crowd from interfering with the bout. Very quickly on the job, a couple of bouncers, including Charlie Fisher, the RMC for this afternoon, of course, the very well-known light heavyweight wrestler. Only very few years ago we saw him on television, about 3 or 4 for the last time. So a useful man to have around in a case like that. So it's Zakash versus Crabtree. Making little impression. Vito getting in to stop the Haystack from coming to the aid of his partner. And both men now in on Haystack. Oh yes, the full weight, 31 stone of Haystack going straight into Crabtree, who in agony in the far corner. Gets out pretty quick though, Haystack. Well, anything can happen in tag wrestling, and most of it has already. Very unhappy giant Haystack in the corner there, but on his tag rope. In the meantime, Vito continues to attack Big Daddy. But warned by Durazio the illegal moves. Oh. Then the posting in again, the right knee of Haystack coming up outside the ropes with enough to...
The referee issues his second.
And he gets a public warning for it. And a follow down with Vito on the cross press if he can hold it. But pulled off by the hair. Haystack, ridiculous. And that's enough. And that's enough. Dodorazio won't allow any more of this. So disqualification then. Double disqualification for Haystacks and Crabtree. Vito and Zakash the winners in just 8.5 minutes of this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Daddy and the Giant Haystacks are disqualified. Now the winners, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Vito and T-Bone Zakash.
Well, they've evened things up a bit. There's the winners. They've got their own back after their defeat at Croydon a few weeks ago. Whatever happens now, they've still got the win behind them. Disqualification for both men, and still Haystacks getting a battering from Zakash. And Vito going into Big Daddy now. And certainly, it's supposed to be over the bout, but it doesn't seem to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, T-Bone Zakash. Now, gentlemen, please, ladies and gentlemen, this is a middleweight contest. 6 rounds, 5 minutes each round. 2 falls, 2 submissions, and 1 KO to decide the winner. In the red corner, the world famous Kung Fu. And in the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, the European middleweight champion, the incomparable McManus.
So McManus, here's the main bout, McManus versus Kung Fu, and you heard the reception there. Kung Fu, tremendous cheers and McManus's usual boos. There he is, Kung Fu, 12 stone 7 of him, taking on 12 stone 7 of McManus. Identical weights, but of course Kung Fu has a tremendous height advantage there. Middleweight, 6 rounds, 2 falls, 2 submissions or a knockout to decide the winner.
Second out, first round.
Referee Joe Dorazio might have to watch things a little more closely in this bout. He would have no trouble with people like Marino and Bronson, but with McManus, he knows how close he's going to keep to this and how watchful he's going to be. Kung Fu, this great wrestler who's a black belt at judo, apart from anything else, and of course he's martial arts and kendo and karate and savate also. And we'll see some savate coming from Kung Fu when he puts in the upright position a little bit. A nice roll out there, McManus. McManus so often proves what a tremendous wrestler he is. He doesn't have to resort to these rather underhand tricks that he does so often. Some of his moves are so beautifully executed. One wonders why he does bend the rules at all, this fellow, why he needs to. Kung Fu obviously knows his weakness. single finger interlock on the hand and the opposite foot, proving why he wears no wrestling boots. There are a few barefoot wrestlers in the country, and that's probably why, one of the reasons. The battle of the middleweight giants, this one, because McManus very seldom beaten, hardly ever on television. And Kung Fu has never been beaten on television since he first appeared on the small screen in October 1974. He's never been defeated.
Come on! Come on!
Well, McManus asked him to come on. He did. Kung Fu obliged. And McManus, of course, starts to complain to D'Orazio, the referee. There's a tempting... Some neat stuff by those feet. 1 minute to go in this first round. And already Kung Fu showing us some of his artistry here. Some really superlative moves come from this boy. Less than half a minute. Ropes. Just a few seconds now in this first round of 6.
Come on!
Well, let's see if McManus gets to his corner. He very seldom does. He's arguing with the ref, complaining about something. That last drop kick from Kung Fu in the corner, it was perfectly legitimate in every way. I don't know what he's complaining about. But there he is for a second or two in his corner. Uses the towel for another second or two, then comes to the center of the ring and has to be held back by the referee, as is his wont.
Seconds out, round 2.
And so the start of round 2 in this packed hall here at the Centre Halls Woking, with every seat taken and standing round the edges of this lovely hall here at Woking. The main bout, Mick McManus versus Kung Fu. McManus of New Cross, London, of course. Identical weights, both at 12 stone 7. And Joe D'Orazio, the unenviable job of looking after this main contest. His job's going to be even more unenviable in the following bout after this one, the tag contest. Two men who have never been beaten on television anyway for a very long time. McManus and Kung Fu never. But it's only been going since 74 on the small screen. And McManus with D'Orazio caught. McManus has got to start the forearm jab shortly. He really must. He doesn't know from where the attacks are coming. Good leg grab. Switches the bandaged foot. Kung Fu's right foot bandaged heavily. A little ankle trouble he got in the ring a week or so ago. And that's paining him all right. Well, he can give Kung Fu if he wants to. One submission won't harm him. It's a 2-4 contest. Well, that one, of course, quite illegal. And no count, you notice, from referee Durazio, because Kung Fu there on the canvas, illegal. And he's going to have to keep that right ankle away. It'll prevent him from delivering a lot of his kick moves. He's so efficient. Where's that right hand? Very near the windpipe. Well, he's got the hand that he was meant to get, and he wants to do a kneel kick for his pains. Lifted him a bit early, Kung Fu, but allowed his retaliation. Now the kneel kick. Kung Fu really going now, and seldom see McManus out of the ring, but there he is. And getting counted. Left shoulder trouble. And is he laying it on? He gets the grab it on. The wrist firmly against the throat.
Come on!
Just 1 minute left. Round 2. Inside of a hand shot to the throat. But still not really McManus' big guns. You've not seen him operate the jab. 15 seconds. Kung Fu's counter, let the hurry to complete it. And the straight fingers was a beautiful one. Right on the back. And it is quite reasonable to suppose that McManus might take even longer to get to his corner in this interval. He got a straight finger jab hard, straight in the chest there. And he did not like it one bit. Kung Fu a little cooler now, but that right ankle of his must be worrying him more than he said at the beginning, because I was talking to the promoter, and apparently it's just a protective bandage rather than anything else, but it certainly caused him some trouble at the beginning of that round.
Seconds out, round 3.
With 4 rounds to go then, no score, 2 falls to decide this bout. McManus a new cross in the flanks. Kung Fu very to get at him. Tremendous use of the soles of the feet. And McManus says, oops. All legal at the moment.
1, 2, 3,
McManus really waiting till his man gets up each time. Meantime, going for the double leg and over the top of the folding press. McManus, one up as he is. One fall up in 50 seconds into round 3.
Now in round 3, ladies and gentlemen, that was our first fall to Mick McManus.
So having weakened his man continuously with those chops. Yes, that's how he did it. Little brain work, little thought, and got Kung Fu a little bit groggy there with those weakeners, followed up with quite a simple folding body press. But I don't think he's happy. I'm not quite sure that Kung Fu will be too worried at this stage. 3 rounds to go.
Seconds out, round 4.
Start of round 4 with McManus now, the plain trunks there on the left, leading Kung Fu by 1 fall to 0. Referee went towards McManus to ward him there, but he still counted. He's really managing to slow up this very fast wrestler Kung Fu this afternoon, so far. Side shot after a mule kick. But actually McManus' knee on the deck then. And making sure it was on again until he thought he wasn't looking. But this time into a backhammer, it must be a submission immediate. Oh yes, what an equalizer. 1 minute 25 seconds into round 4. Equalizing submission to Kung Fu.
That was an equalizing fall to Kung Fu.
So how simple he made that play. Following McManus' weakness in the last round, he delivered a few himself and followed up very neatly with a beautiful submission hold. Again, mostly by use of the feet. McManus not happy about that left shoulder at all, but he's only got a few seconds more. He'll have to continue with round 5.
Seconds out, round 5.
2 rounds to go. And of course Kung Fu going straight for the McManus left shoulder.
6.
McManus using the gear, so I think yes, Kung Fu's going to rip it off. He's done this before when his opponents take too much advantage from that gear. So we've seen more of Kung Fu this afternoon than we've seen before. Again, that mule kick with that bandaged right foot. And there, this time, he mistimed that one straight into the corner post. Oh, that is nasty. McManus dodged it nicely, and he went for that. He sold his foot out again. And Kung Fu in trouble from that right foot. If McManus can get it now, get a submission on it. Surely, yes, he's got it. And then Kung Fu, for the first time on television, is defeated. 2 falls to 1. 1 fall and 1 submission. 2-1 submission. Kung Fu defeat, finally, on television since 1974. This is the first time. Charlie Fisher.
Now the winner, ladies and gentlemen, Mick McManus.
Get that mask off.
So McManus, of course, telling him to get the mask off, and Kung Fu
Ladies and
still
gentlemen, as you
doing.
can see, and as promised, if he's defeated at any time, he will take his mask off.
So,
Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. A very good news of Kung Fu.
so there is what he looks like, Kung Fu, and not a bad looking fella. Very nice looking fella. The first time I've seen him too. Maybe he'll talk to me in the dressing room now. McManus doesn't doesn't look so good, especially when he hasn't got it on well. Anyway, there's Kung Fu, unmasked, defeated for the first time, 2 falls to 1 by McManus. Doesn't seem too happy about it.